I'm really happy to take the opportunity to welcome Tim Phillips to the stage.
I feel like Dr. Bill. we have to leave together. Dr. Bill. Is that what he does? Wow. All these faces. How are you guys?
Good.
How many actors, auditioning actors here? Raise your hand. Oh, I must be in the right place. How many writers? How many directors? Good. I'm going to explode some myths today, some sacred cows about auditioning. How many theater-trained actors in the room? Uh-oh. It's okay. We're going to fix all of that. I'm theater-trained as well. Meisner, for those of you who are curious about where I get all my stuff. Some I've invented. We're going to do one of the things that I invented called Sherlock Holmesing the script. But before that, there are some rules about human behavior, especially the difference between the stage and the close-up camera, which is your audition camera. Two totally different worlds. Don't even think they're the same. So start rewinding yourself from that, okay? On the stage, you usually don't see the actor's eyes, except maybe in this lovely little theater, right? Usually you see their actions, but not their eyes. It's a close-up camera, audition camera, all we see is your eyes. Big difference. No actions. Most of us were taught the action, correct? The intention for the action. Here's the truth about the close-up camera. It sees what you know. It sees what you know. It sees knowledge. That means you have to know everything on those pages that you have downloaded from your agent or casting person, wherever you get them. Okay? The camera sees what you don't know. Uh-oh. Yeah. That means you have to know everything. And we're going to do some of that today. Okay? Human behavior is made up of experiences that cause us to feel things, emotion. Those experiences, emotion, are recorded in pictures. We human beings remember in pictures. We don't remember in words. We remember in pictures and then we put words to them. Well, what happens when you're given the words first? So it's antithetical to human behavior. We have the words. So we actors have the wonderful privilege of working backwards. We take the words and we work backwards to the pictures. That's what allows us to tell the truth. And we're paid to lie truthfully. So if it's all a lie, the only way that we can begin to tell the truth is from our own pictures. We're going to do all of this today, by the way. So I'm just going to give you a little head start on what we're doing. I see people writing. This is good. There's a lot of information that's going to come today. I mean, a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. You have to practice this. My book will be out October, November. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. It's only been 8 years in the making. Gone with the wind. But it will be out and all of this will be there. This DVD will accompany the book in some form. We haven't quite decided how we're going to do that. But so you get to watch this again and yourselves. So that's going to be fun. That's me right there. There are 3 important tools that a good detective has that a good actor must also have. Sherlock Holmes being one of the best detectives ever. Curiosity. Intuition. Let's see, right? And deductive reason. Must be nice to have your secretary with you. Curiosity, intuition, and deductive reasoning. Here's the beginning of changing your lives as auditioning actors. Now, when I talk about actors, I'm talking about auditioning actors, because that's what you do most. Don't you do that mostly? Wouldn't it be nice if it was reverse? You work more and audition less? But that's what we're headed for today. I want that to end. Beginning of the end of that crap today.
Yay.
Okay? Okay? All right. I guess I'm going to have to teach it then. Curiosity is the reason to download your sides. There's no other reason. No other reason. Be curious about what? A Robert Duvall quote many years ago. He taught me so much, some of which you're going to hear today. Timmy, look who I get a chance to be. Robert Duvall, pretty good actor. Right? Comer. He's a comer. An old friend. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. He learned it over time. I'm trying to give it to you early. You follow? Okay? Look who I get a chance to be. That's the reason to download the sites. Not because I really need the job. Not because, oh God, I have to pay the rent. Not because all the negatives that you all build for you. I have to go all the way over the valley? It's so hot over there. I'm on the East River in New York. I have to go all the way to the west side to audition. Oh, man. The last time I was in his or her office, she didn't like me. They didn't like me. I could tell they didn't like me. Yeah. All of those negatives. Why are we in the business? Because we're absolutely out of our minds. You have to be crazy to do this, but isn't it fun to be crazy? Doing this, especially. Remember when you were kids? And some of you actually, I look around not too far. You understand? You were kids not too long ago. Some like me, I still remember. It was fun, wasn't it? Damn, it was fun. I have daughters, 5 and 8. They live in New York with their mom. I love to watch them really do what it is that I teach. I'm trying to get you all to go back there. Go back to when it was fun. You follow? I will put the fun back in auditioning if you learn what I want you to learn today, and if you practice it. It's not a magic bullet. The reason to download the script is because you are curious. Look who I get a chance to be, the Robert Duvall quote. Timmy, look who I get a chance to be. Isn't that fun? It's what my daughters do, 5 and 8. They're constantly changing characters and fighting, but that's another story. Okay? They're constantly changing characters, just like that. Then they argue about who's going to direct, and my 8-year-old is the costumer, she's the producer, she's the writer, she's everything. The 5-year-old is the talent. Already. The 5-year-old, I think, is channeling Janis Joplin. Because she already has the tremolo and the whole thing going. Oh my God, I hope not. All right. Curiosity. That's the reason to do it. Look who I get a chance to be. Get those negatives out of the way. How helpful are they? Who cares whether she or he liked you the last time you were there? That's not your job. Your job is not to be liked. You follow? Your job is to do your job, right? So get rid of it. Throw it away. Somebody once asked me what kind of decorum, what kind of demeanor, what is the protocol for going to an audition? Walking in the room, it's like you're going to someone's house for dinner for the first time. Not effusive, cordial. Then, curious. Then, intuition. I've been doing this lecture a long time, and every time I mention intuition, the women
No problem. The men are going, what? A what? Into what? Intuition. Right? Look at the women, they're all going, yeah, we got it in spades. So how do you all know that stuff? We guys have to cultivate it. So help us out a little bit. Okay? Don't just victimize it. How do you know? We don't know how you all know that stuff. Intuition. And what I mean by intuition is as you're reading through the sides, what you're really saying to yourself is, I think the writer is trying to tell me X, Y, or Z. You understand that? The writer is speaking to you in a code, in a cryptic message. And everything, and I mean everything, on those pages is a message to you. And we're going to do it here today. Page numbers, scene numbers, all of that stuff, stage directions, the whole 9 yards, is a message to you of what the writer wanted you to do. Well, writer and producer, same thing on television, right? That's where most of the auditions are. That's why we're here in Los Angeles, because of TV, although things are happening in New York as well. Yeah, curiosity, intuition. I think the writer is trying to tell me X, Y, or Z. Okay? Then deductive reasoning. That's when you put it all together to form a conclusion. You got me? Curiosity, intuition, and deductive reasoning. So the first half of today is going to be Sherlock Holmesing the script, which is what we're going to do today. The second half is going to be breaking the scene down with all of the elements. That's the nuts and bolts of things. But you have to start with knowledge. If you learn what I have to teach you today, you will know everything on those pages. Everything that you need to know before you craft. Then you can craft from knowledge. You follow me? Okay? Curiosity, intuition, and deductive reasoning. Allison, come on up, would you? I'm going to need a male volunteer. Don't make me volunteer yet, I will. Oh, look. So, Allison, if you would sit here. And you sit here. Okay? We're not acting, we're reading. I'm going to use these two people. And they're going to read. And we're all going to play this game called Sherlock Holmesing the text. It is audience response. Don't make me come out there. Okay? Curiosity, intuition, and deductive reasoning. Here are the rules for the actors. The actors, when I stop you, you have to back up to the last line read. Don't look at it. Don't even look at it. And for the audience, you can't argue about whose intuition is better than the other. Okay? Intuition should be cultivated. Okay? Curiosity, intuition, and deductive reasoning. So, hi.
Hi.
What's the first thing that you get when you get the audition? I know your agent calls you every day, see how you're doing? No? In New York, that bring you coffee, wake you up, shake you, shine your shoes, exactly. So they usually tell you what out here in Los Angeles?
Description of the character you're playing.
Description of the character. That's the first thing.
Well, no, you're in the studio. So
But it's an audition for probably the show. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the show that you're going to be auditioning for, right? Okay. Then what do they tell you?
Casting director's name.
Casting director's name.
Name of the character.
Huh? What?
Time and place.
Time and place. Character's name. Do you follow? Okay, that kind of stuff. It's all important. Do they sometimes tell you producers? Huh? It's good. Write them down. They're writers. Keep track of these people. Look at the shows that they have done before. See what their style is. You know, those times when you go into the audition and they want to talk a little bit. You might have something to say like, boy, did I like your last show. You don't have to do it like that. Look at this one. Do you follow me? Okay. So, this is a script that comes from we have no idea where. I found it in my files 1,000 years ago. So, we don't know what the show is for. All we know is your names first. And this character's name is Jim. Free association time. Writers don't write names of characters for no reason. What kind of a name is Jim?
Simple.
Simple, everyman?
Very common.
Common?
Polite.
Polite?
Reliable.
Reliable? What else?
American.
All-American? What else?
Solid.
Gentleman.
Gentleman?
Solid.
Solid?
Athletic.
Athletic? What else?
Informal.
Average guy? What else?
Tall.
Tall? What else?
Informal, she said.
Informal? Okay, what else?
White.
You're all right. Every one of you, I don't think I heard one person. Do you follow? Isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. You already know your character. Why? Because writers write that. It's a clue. Hello, you're a Jim. Don't come in with a Herman. No disrespect. Okay? I was doing this in class one day years ago, and the characters I was using different script, and the character's name was Timmy. Dead silence in the room. Because my name is Tim, by the way. Yeah. Okay. It was out, and I said, "Come on, you can do it. You can do it." Okay, and then they let loose. Exactly. So all of you know who this character is. Isn't that amazing? Now you have to start trusting it. That's the hard part. That's up to you all. You all have to trust that your intuition is as strong as it is. You're actors. You've been trained. My God, look, none of you are teeny weenies here. You've been around a long time in terms of crafting and studying, voice and movement, and all that important stuff. So your intuition is cooking. You have to start trusting it. This is also the day that I will remind you that you have to give up being wrong. I know, I hear the sounds. I hear the sounds from people who want to be perfect. Okay, for those of you who have studied with me, you know how long that lasts. Perfection is boring, no accidents. As Duvall calls them, happy accidents. But we're going to talk more about that in the second half. Her name is Mary. Oh, what? Mary. Good casting, huh? Huh? Good casting. Sweet. What else?
Virginal.
Virginal. What else? Huh?
Kind.
Loving.
Maternal.
Maternal.
Pure.
Salt of the earth.
Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned.
Pure.
Pure.
Small town.
Small town. You know, a couple of things that I didn't hear was biblical. You were going to say that. I know. Yeah, exactly. King James Version of the Bible, Mary. There were two of them, don't forget. Thank God there were two. Right?
Yeah, one was so virginal.
You know, that perfection thing and not so perfect?
Yeah.
Jim and Mary. Well, guess what? You're right. So how far are we into the words?
Not
Oh, my God. And we're right already? This is dangerous territory, isn't it? To know already that you're right. This is not magic now. It's kind of magical in a way. Now I want you to turn the script over, but you have to promise me not to read ahead. You have glasses you have to put on? I feel you. I feel you. By the way, glasses, try to use, it doesn't matter here, but try to use contacts or blow your script up to enormous size, which is what I would have to do. Contacts. Glasses that disappear, these are kind of the ones if you have to use glasses. They usually don't like you to wear glasses. They need to see your eyes. Isn't that amazing for a close-up camera? Okay? So who has the first word?
I do.
You do? Go ahead.
Excuse me, is that your...
What?
Excuse me.
Hold on. Excuse me. Now I'm going to stop you a lot like that, so don't get pissed off, okay? I'm really more worried about her. That's another story. Yeah, excuse me. What do we know about Mary?
polite.
She can be polite. No plot. She can be polite. Excuse me. The writer is telling you the truth until the writer tells you it's a lie. Do you follow me? Don't go to, well, she could be being sarcastic. That's not your job. Your job is to do this first. Then we'll decide about the sarcasm. Actors, most of you make choices way, way, way too early before you have the knowledge. You craft from knowledge. You don't craft to, you craft from knowledge. Do you follow me? The close-up camera, and you're going to hear me say this all day long, the close-up camera sees your eyes. It sees what you know, not what you think you know. Okay? So Mary can be polite. Continue, please.
Is that your car blocking the alley?
Whoa. Is that your car blocking the alley? You know, most actors go to an audition psychotic. So you're not really crazy, you're really crazy. Why? Because you don't know who you are, you don't know where it is, and you don't know when it is. Isn't that interesting? How many people here from New York? No. Remember those days that you were coming up out of the subway and for a millisecond had no idea where you were? Isn't that a little like auditioning? That kind of out-of-body experience? Or you're going, oh my God, I have no idea who I am, where I am. You follow me? Well, we're beginning to get not only a sense of who we are, but where we are. So here, 4 elements of human behavior. Who you are, where you are, when it is, and the 4th is what you want. And that's like 3.5. We'll talk about what you want later, okay? But we have to start out with the cold hard facts, or we're psychotic. Most of you in this room know where you are right now, right? You probably know how you got here and the pain in the ass for parking, right? Well, in New York, it would be subway problems. So we know Jim and Mary, that's who we are to each other. I mean, who we are, right? Where are we? Is that your car blocking the alley? Pictures should begin to happen. And as we get more information, then the pictures will begin to what? Come into focus, grow and change. But you have to start with something. This is your creative imagination cranking. Creative imagination is huge. How many of you got sent to the principal's office for daydreaming? I love it. I love asking that question because we were all there together. Well, I want you all to at least take an hour a day and daydream. That will help this process enormously. The brain is the most creative when it's at rest. How do you know when you've been daydreaming? When you stop. When you stop.
Right.
Isn't that interesting? You can just get lost and go, oh, shit, oh, I have to be to it, right? So, is that your car blocking the alley? So it sounds like we're where? In an alley.
City.
I was doing this once in class, and the guy said, oh, God. I said, what's wrong? He said, I feel like I'm in kindergarten. I never look at this stuff. What's wrong with me? And I said, well, from today on, you will begin to look at this stuff. We're in an alley. Sounds like intuition. Don't carve anything in granite yet. Intuitively. I think the writer is trying to tell me that we're in an alley. I think. Okay? Is that your car blocking the alley? Sounds like there's a car blocking the alley. So we're getting, isn't this silly? And you all don't do this. I know you don't. Is that, no. That's why I started teaching this. I couldn't believe actors didn't do this. So you start putting this together. So now I have a car. Do you follow? We don't know what kind of car. We don't know where the alley is. But we're having a picture, right? A little bit of a, right? Anybody not having a picture? Okay, out. Continue, please. Last line read.
Excuse me, is that your car blocking the alley?
Yes. Stop. Yes. Whoa, man, aren't we moving? Yeah. Yes. What do we know about Jim? He's honest. He's truthful.
Says-
Yes.
It says amused.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, read all. Read all the stage directions. Amused. Jim has to be amused. That's the writer going, can you act, partner? Act amused. Okay? Do you understand? Amused. So what do we know? Thank you. What do we know about Jim other than he can be truthful?
He owns a car.
He owns a car. What?
Willfully parked it.
Sense of humor. Amused. What's the question? Now you begin to go why. Don't invent the answer. That's the danger. Let the writer tell you why. Okay? Why is that so important? Because when you begin to invent the answers, we're human beings and we like to be right. So when the writer is going, that's not what I wrote, we're going, yes, you did. We hold on to what we're inventing because we want to be right. We're also holding on to what we've been inventing because we're terrified, scared. This eliminates fear. Do you follow? If you don't know who you are, where you are, and when it is, no wonder you're scared. We're going to eliminate that first. Do you follow me? Yes, amused. Continue, sir.
Yeah, it's my car. Are you going to call the cops?
Make sure you do word for word on here now. Don't improvise on me.
Yeah, it's my car. Why, you want to call a cop?
There you go. Don't act, just talk. Okay? Interesting. Amused. And what did you say again?
Why, you want to call a cop?
Exactly. Yes, it's my car. Why? You want to call a cop? Whoa. Huh? Huh? What?
Smug.
Speak up. Smug? Uh-huh.
Defensive.
Defensive?
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic? Now, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Anything else? Huh?
Confrontational.
Confrontational. So there's an edge here. Well, didn't somebody say blue collar, edgy, man's man, little edgy, man, woman, conflict? Do you follow? It's a TV show. Two things happen in TV shows. What are they? Sex and violence, that's it. So when you pick up the script or you download the script, you don't go, oh man, look at all these choices. Love or power. Love or power. The scene is either love or it's power. Sex and violence. That's it. So we have Mary, the two Marys, right? We've got the sex. We've got the violence. So far. And a cop is mentioned. Writers don't put words in for no reason. Every word. How many people study Shakespeare in here? Remember punctuation, whoever that was that put it in there? Now we can argue about that later. Okay, and whoever wrote it too. No, I'm not going there, I promise. Not from my Shakespeare. Okay? Is that punctuation, how important it was? Remember that? Remember the Shakespearean O, comma? If you missed that one, you missed a lot of stuff. Right? It's true here. It's television, but it's still true. Okay? Continue, please.
I was thinking about it.
Whoa. What did you say? Ooh. Now we're talking. So what did we just learn about Mary?
She
She can give and get, can't she?
She's annoyed.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Feisty. What, sticks up for herself. Uh-huh. The two Marys, remember? Okay, what else? We have kind of an equality here, don't we? Interesting. And how far in the script are we?
3 lines.
3 lines. Those days of you all skimming the text are over. You skim, you die. It's that simple. You'll form opinions. How many of you are in the middle of an audition and you have your text in your hand and you're reading with the casting person and you get on page 2 and you go, oh, I don't remember this at all. Because you skimmed it. You thought you read it. Okay? Now then, you all have to practice this, then you get really fast. So you can read 3 or 4 pages of sides like that and suck up all the information. Because now what I'm training you to do is to know that there's information in there to be used by you. You follow me? All right? Continue, please.
I happen to be one.
Oh, boy. There we go. Is that all? it says? Just
No.
I happen to be one? I'll stop you.
A detective, as a matter of fact.
Whoa! Look at this information we've got here. Is this a big surprise? The detective cop named Jim? Not a surprise at all. The writers don't want it to be a surprise. When you pick up sides down a very, very narrow path, the writer is leading you. There's not all possibilities in all worlds from life. Do you follow me? Very, very narrow path. How long are our shows on television? 45 minutes, give or take, but yeah. How long are half-hour shows?
22.
22 minutes. They can't get too flashy, can they? We've got 45 minutes and we've got A story, B story, maybe even C story to get through in an hour show. We got to move. You follow? We have to write archetypes so the audience will recognize themselves and identify. Do you follow me? Okay. Continue. Last line read, please, sir.
A detective, as a matter of fact.
Wow, that's new.
Whoa. Wow, that's new. What's the question?
Do they know each other?
Uh-huh. What else? What is old? Wow, that's new. Huge clue. Deductive reasoning is now starting to kick in. Well, if she says, wow, that's new, I, the actor, do you understand? I want to know what the hell is old. Right? You see how you're reading this? Not as an audience. You're reading this to what? Decipher it all. Suck up all the knowledge. You follow me? So the questions that you all ask yourselves as actors are huge. The right questions will lead to the answers. If you're not asking questions as you move, do you understand? Then what you're doing is you're inventing without having any questions. So there's no answers to match the questions. Then you start rewriting scripts. And then we watch you all audition and we wonder, what did you read before you came in? We didn't write that at all. And it happens. You know, 90% of the actors that go, this is casting director talk now, 90% of the actors that go into an audition are not prepared. You want to be a casting director, huh? Watch 90% of the actors come in your room, suck. It's true. 10% are prepared. I want you all to be in that 10%. And if you're not, I come to your house. I have friends. Okay? You laugh, but well, I have one friend. Okay. Continue, please. Wow, that's new.
Wow, that's new.
I got promoted when you weren't looking.
Woo. History. I got promoted when you weren't looking. So when did she know him? When he was a cop. Now he's a detective. So now we know what was old.
Their relationship.
Well, he was a cop when they knew each other. Back whenever. Do you understand? Now he's a detective. So however long that is, now we're getting a sense of time, okay? How long that is, she didn't know this, right? Continue, please. Last line.
I got promoted when you weren't looking.
I'm impressed.
Ooh. So not only can Mary be polite, she can also be impressed. And we have to believe that it's true. She is impressed. So, how do cops become detectives? Yeah.
Take a test.
It's not just, okay, you be a detective and you be a cop and, yeah, takes some effort, doesn't it?
It's promotion.
Promotion, exactly. So what do you want to do? You people are so lucky. Back in my day, the turn of the last century, okay? Back in my day, we actually had to open a book and go through pages. All you guys have to do is Google. I love Google, don't get me wrong. I love Google, okay? If you don't know what it takes to become a detective, call one up. Google. Do you follow? Some of you in here know No detectives, I can tell. Well, I know. There's some of you in here. Exactly. I don't know about the cops, but... All right? So Google it. Find out. If you get used to working this way, you can do all of this work very fast. We're taking a long time today. Why? So I can explain it to you. You can see it, that it actually exists. Then you can practice it and get really fast at it. Okay? Continue. Last line read.
I'm impressed.
We haven't spoken in a while.
Ooh. What's the question? How long? I want to know, Mr. or Ms. Writer. A while. I want to know how long. Do you follow? Wouldn't they know? You have to know everything your character knows that's dealt with in the script. So the question is, if you ask the question, maybe the writer will tell you the answer. If you don't ask the question, even if the writer does tell you the answer, you may not even register it. Do you follow?
Yeah.
We remember in pictures. Pictures come from events. Events create emotion. Emotion is knowledge. And it's stored in the body, not the brain. We all know as actors, the brain can really fuck you up. Right? It can get in the way, start all that stuff going on. But your body remembers. So, we haven't spoken in a while. I want to know how long it's been. Let's keep going.
We haven't spoken in a while.
New York can get a little crazy.
Oh, here we go. All right. Less psychotic. We got New York. We have alleys and cars. We got cops and detectives, so we got New York. Right? Now we're moving. We're getting less and less psychotic. Sounds like we're in New York. New York can get a little crazy. Well, those of us who know New York, there's two kinds of New York. There's two kinds of crazy. Crazy good and crazy bad. All right? We'll find out which one it is. Continue, please.
New York can get a little crazy.
You should check out Springfield.
Uh-oh. New York, Springfield. Big town, small town. There's a Springfield in every state. Did you all know that? Yes. What are some of the most famous ones?
Illinois.
Springfield, Massachusetts, what?
Illinois.
Illinois. Virginia, Missouri. I mean, there's one in every state, but there's one, you know, I'm an East Coast kind of dude, so Springfield, Massachusetts was the one, yeah.
Is there nothing in the fact that she thinks that New York is crazy?
Not yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're not going to go to motive. We just know that it can get crazy. We'll get to that later. Don't go too fast. Okay. But the question is, which one is it?
Right.
Is it crazy good or crazy bad?
Okay.
Continue, please. All stage directions. I don't think there's any.
You should check out Springfield.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm here. Now we know we're in Springfield. We're not in New York. Damn. We're in Springfield. Springfield, Massachusetts, not a bad little town. I haven't been in any of the others. So, Springfield, that's why I'm here. What kind of a name is Springfield?
Every town.
Field of Spring?
Yeah. Pleasant. Happy.
Well, why did the writer choose Springfield? Of all the towns.
Contrast to New York.
Yeah. And Springfield, the name.
Could be anywhere.
All-American, but what else? Field of Spring. What happens in springtime? Love, sorry. Yeah, the good stuff, right? Flowers and all that crap. Renewal, rebirth. You understand? So what do you think's happening here? You think that might be what's going on here? They're back together talking. I don't know if they were ever together yet, but you see, the writer is desperately trying to tell you what's going on here, where you are, and all of that. Desperately trying to do that. Do you follow me? Mm-hmm. That's why Springfield, love. Mm-hmm. Continue.
That's why I'm here.
Ooh.
When did you get into town?
Okay. When did you get into town? Sounds like there was no phone call. Right? Sounds like it. Might have been. Wow. We're on page 2 already. Oh my God, I have an audition. I've got to get through these pages. Wrong. Do this. Read it once this way, then you don't have to look at it anymore. You'll be surprisingly off book, and I know people doubt me when I say that. But those of you who've been in my class and watched me do this, and people continue doing the scene, they don't doubt me anymore. You only can forget what you're trying to remember. It's true. Sorry. Try not trying to remember it. Maybe you'll just know it. And there's stuff we're going to do in the second half that's going to help all of that as well. So we're flying. Page 2. What was the last line, Greg?
When did you get into town?
Just now.
Whoa. Hold on. Just now. Where from?
New York.
Springfield. Just now. Where are we? Where in Springfield? Where's the alley?
Near the airport or the train station?
Now we're getting more. Do you understand what they're saying? Near the airport, train station. What does he do? Where would she know he would probably be? Precinct. Probably. We may never know. But you'll have to know before you go to the audition, or you're crazy. Continue, please.
Just now.
You could have warned me.
Whoa! The plot thickens, right? You could have warned me. That tells you that she didn't. Mary. What's that called? Come on, women. Well, no, forget it. Yeah. Surprise attack. Exactly. You understand? I was going to say, what is it called, men? Because we have that happen. Stalking. You understand? Ambush. Ambush. Right? Honest, honey, she didn't mean anything. Really? No, she didn't. Right? Okay. Yeah, ambush. So what do we know about Mary? No. Don't go to motive. Don't go to motive. Could be, but don't go to motive. She can ambush. What does that mean?
Planning.
Confident. Confident. That now we're cooking. Do you follow? She does what she does. Bold. Somebody say bold.
Knows what she wants.
Exactly. Knows what she wants.
Knows what she's doing.
Exactly. Guess what? You're all right. And I'm going to prove it to you in the script. Everything that you have just said is true because the writer tells you later on that it's true. Isn't this amazing? Yeah. I see doubt in your eye. No, you're just totally amazed. You're absorbing.
You'll see.
It's coming. I can feel it now. I can feel it. Continue, please.
You could have warned me.
I'm sorry. I really am.
So what do we know about Mary? She can apologize.
She's got regrets.
Yeah. I really am. In case the actor didn't get it, she says it twice. Now, when you all come into the audition and we're watching you, and we see there's nothing meaningful in that line, we're going, do I have to write it 3 times? Or put in a stage direction, really meaning it? I'm serious. I'm the producer and writer. Let me tell you something about producers. Producers are writers in television. If you don't get their stuff, they're not happy with you. They think their writing is really good. And when you miss the stuff that they write, I don't care if you're right for the part, they don't like you. Producers do have egos, you know, in case you haven't noticed. Continue, please.
I'm sorry. I really am.
It's okay. So how's New York?
Well, didn't we kind of know New York?
Good, crazy.
Yeah, crazy good, crazy bad, right? Mm-hmm. So how was New York? So apparently there's been no conversation between them in terms of him becoming a detective and her being in New York. Do you follow? So we're narrowing time. Who you are, where you are, when it is. Do you follow me? Okay, continue please.
I loved it. It was a nice
Go ahead.
It was a nice change after what happened here, ...
Oh my God. See, I hear the sound. I love this sound when this starts happening. When you actually verbally, Timmy, look who I get a chance to be. The story is, I was at his farm in Virginia, and I think it's in Philmont, in Virginia, and I was in the kitchen having a beer. He was sitting in the living room on a straight back chair, formal chair, and it was a beautiful, 1800s farmhouse or 1700s farmhouse, with a script on his lap, and he was talking to it. And I thought the boy had gone round the bend, because I knew he and I were the only people other than the two dogs in the house. And that's when he caught me looking at him. Timmy, look who I get a chance to be. He would talk to the script, and I thought, oh, let's try that. Sounds good to me. That's how part of this was born. Do you follow? I watched this. So I've invented things by putting things that exist in a little different form, which is, I think, the true sense of invention. So we're getting closer to time when it is. We're getting closer to who we are to each other. We know who we are. Now we're getting closer to who we are to each other. It sounds like what? Love. Sounds like something happened. Continue, please. Last line read.
I loved it. It was a nice change after what happened here.
So, tell me, talk to me. Mary was where?
Springfield.
In Springfield. Something happened that caused her to and go to
New York.
Wow. I mean, what don't we know? Motive. I know you're dying for reasons. Do you understand? Don't worry about it. You'll get it. Okay? And that's what we're going to do now, in a sense. Well, the narrow path, correct? What does he do for a living?
He's a detective.
What are the common reasons for a couple to break up if one of them is a cop?
Promotion.
He was a cop.
John.
Huh? What?
Job?
Job? What do you mean, job?
Danger.
Yeah, danger, lonely, too many hours, never home, drinking, hanging out with the boys, danger, donuts. And don't leave out the hookers. In New York. I'm from New York.
Badge bunnies.
Badge bunnies. Yeah, exactly. Badge. She's right. Badge bunnies and cooping. So we know what we're talking about, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Which means laying up somewhere, wherever. Okay. Exactly. Do you understand? It's tough being married to a cop, don't you think? Or being with a cop. I don't know if they're married or not. Okay. So we can invent that as a reason. Right now, if the audition stopped right now, we could just go, I know if you're married, I know why I left. You follow? Not, and I remember one actress found this, I found him in bed with my dead sister. And I looked at her and I went, that's why you came back? Oh, yeah, well, I wouldn't come back for that. Let me see. And she went on and on with these huge plots. Do you understand? Let's just stay with, he was never home. I was afraid he was going to end up, I was afraid he was going to end up dead. You know, let's stay with the simplicity, not in bed with your dead sister. Actors, you guys are wonderful. Okay, continue, please.
I loved it. It was a nice change after what happened here.
I'm sure.
Apologetic is the stage direction. I'm sure. Who did it?
He did.
He did it. Huh? No, apologetic. He takes that's why they put apology in there. He's apologizing for what happened. Don't forget, narrow. Very, very narrow. Okay? It's not what could be true. It's what the writer is telling you down this narrow alley, this narrow path. Okay? He's apologizing for whatever happened. That is another clue. Do you follow? You all with me? Anybody lost? Good. Continue.
I was doing some consulting, and now they've offered me a full-time position.
Whoa. Remember what we talked about? Give as good as she can get, smart, blah, 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 blah. You were doing some consulting?
And now they've offered me a full-time position.
And where were you doing this consulting?
In New York.
Well, we're not talking about some podunk little town. She did some consulting in New York. coming from small town Springfield to New York to do some consulting, and they offered her a full-time position. How good is Mary at what she does?
Very good.
We don't know what it is yet, but she's damn good. So you see how you're building who Mary is? You got me? Continue, please.
I was doing some consulting and now they've offered me a full-time position.
I bet it wasn't the only offer you got.
All the women are going, ooh. All the guys are going, what? It's amazing how women know exactly what that means, and guys are going, I don't know. I bet that wasn't the only offer you got. So what do you think that offer was, ladies? Another man? Okay, exactly. I got limos. I got the whole picture going here. Okay, continue, please.
I bet that wasn't the only offer you got.
No. ... It wasn't.
Okay.
Dishing it back.
Oh yeah. Are there any surprises here? I mean, don't forget we're building Mary all along. So it's not suddenly, oh my God, completely different than what I thought. That can only happen if you're thinking and not reading, if you're inventing and not reading. Do you follow me? Yeah. You can't go any other place than where we're going. And the writer will make sure of that. Continue.
No, it wasn't.
Are you taking it?
Are you taking it? That offer. Look at her face. She was going, ooh. Continue. All the way on page 3, are we?
Are you taking it?
I don't know. I want to see how it goes here.
Oh, see the sounds. For those of you folks who have been in New York and live in New York, you know those people walking around the street talking to themselves? My students. Those sounds that you all make. You know, ooh, ah, ah. It's like fireworks, right? You know, when you watch the fire, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Okay. So what did you just say?
I don't know. I want to see how it goes here.
That's right, I do. So what does that sound like?
She's waiting. She's waiting.
Giving him another chance? Sounds like it. Exactly. Continue.
I don't know. I wanted to see how it goes here.
Well, how long are you staying?
I'm not saying a word. I'll stop you.
That depends.
On what?
On whether you move your car or not.
Now, I was using this script once, and one of the actresses that was working on the script felt that Mary was a doormat. Now, I'm going to show you why. Because she came back. So here is an actress working from an idea of a plot line. If it had been me, I wouldn't have left New York to come back. Well, the writer didn't write you, honey. You understand? Wrote Mary. But that's what happens sometimes, in varying degrees. But that's literally what happened. She's a doormat. Don't ever judge your character. And Mary gets judged quite often when she's not read this way. Because what? Just working from circumstance. You cannot act the plot. Forget it, forget it. Plot doesn't help. Don't even think that it does. The camera, this close-up camera catches what you know, and what film is all about is it's true on stage too, but what the film is all about are people, the relationship. Continue, please.
On whether or not you, on whether you move your car or not.
I think you and I should talk.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, guys. He didn't get the memo. That's a guy who wants to talk? That is very weird, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Stereotypically, we guys don't like to talk.
I left out an important part about things.
About things. Talk about things. But here's the bottom line. If it is stereotypically not what usually happens, then this must be damned important. That's how you work from that. That's why it's important. Because here's a guy who's a guy's guy. He's a detective. Do you follow? And he wants to talk about things. Whoa. Go, Jim. Continue.
I think you and I should talk about things.
That's what I was hoping to do.
Keep going.
Only I can't now.
Okay, here we go. Only I can't now. Keep going.
You don't have to explain anything. I knew this was borrowed time.
Whoa. Are we getting clearer about where this takes place? Where would borrowed time happen? Precinct, at work. Do you follow me? The writer knows this. That's why the writer put it in. That's why she says, it's okay, I knew this was borrowed time. Follow me? Continue.
You don't have to explain anything. I knew this was borrowed time.
Stay with me.
Yeah, Jim. Isn't that like a guy? Yeah, stay with me. Come on.
I don't want to go that fast. ...
No, what did she say? I don't want to go that fast. I don't want to go that fast. I want to go, but I don't want to go that fast. Now we're getting into motive. Do you follow? Now's the time when the writer is going, hello, I'm going to give you a little motive here. We already have a sense of something bad happened between them, which is motive, reason. Continue.
I don't want to go that fast.
I want us to sit down and...
No, don't improvise.
I want us to.
What does that say?
I want us to.
I want us to. ... That's what it is. I want us to.
Oh, and then the ellipsis.
Yep. You have to fill those in, which what we'll deal with later. But yep, got to. So what do we know? He wants to right now. Continue.
I want us to.
I'll call you later.
That's it. That's the whole audition. Okay, so where are we? Where in Springfield? Precinct? Okay, an alley? Okay. What kind of car does he drive? Okay. What does it look like? See? But I guarantee you all have pictures of it, and guess what? That's it, what it is. I don't care what you... Huh?
Old-fashioned car, American car.
Yeah. Cop car. It doesn't matter. It only matters to you. You can make it anything you want to. But guess what? She knows. And he knows. Do you follow me? Okay. So, where are we? Springfield, in an alley, right? So where's your car?
Where the alley kind of comes out with a sidewalk in this regular street. He's like kind of narrow, like kind of pulled into a spot and not in a spot. So like kind of blocking. Does that make sense?
Well, it made sense to you. I saw that. You understand? You also see what she was doing? She was seeing it. Those are pictures. Now you can tell the truth. You can talk about your car. You can talk about the hassle you had. Where? At the rental agency trying to get the damn car.
Yeah.
Do you follow? They want to give you a convertible because you're so cute. No, I don't want a convertible. You can, here's the secret. Bob Duvall taught me this as well. If you can improvise around something, you own it. It was a pain in the ass getting that rental car, I got to tell you. And you still have that old car? Why don't you're a detective, why don't you get a new car? Do you understand? I can talk about it improvisationally. Then I own it. Do you understand? The camera sees what I know. And if I have the pictures, if I have invented it, then that's what I know. I know that. No one's going to say she's acting like she rented a Chevy. You understand? It's not going to happen. You build your life through pictures. And if you practice this, you can do it as fast as you can read. You just have to give up what? Being wrong. How can you be wrong about the car that you... Okay. So who are you to each other? What makes sense?
Well, we were together, and we broke up.
Why?
being a cop is a dangerous job, and it's hard to be with someone who's out shooting people. Like, how do you know he's gonna come home
See
at
what she's
night?
doing? Yeah. This is not an intellectual exercise. She's doing it. She's doing the argument. She's doing the moment. Do you follow?
So how do you know he's gonna come home at night?
Yeah.
Every night,
Yeah.
waiting, hoping that he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like, he has night shifts. He's like
Yeah.
up all night,
Fuck.
out with his friends, drinking.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a life. That's not a husband. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Well, apparently you didn't want it.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
I moved to New York.
She did. And what happened there?
Well, I got a job consulting.
What consult? What is it?
Well, New York is known for real estate, so I'm gonna say real estate.
Why not? The playwright didn't tell us. Do you understand? I've done this before, and they say fashion. A lot of women say fashion because of New York and Fashion Institute and all of that kind of stuff. Do you follow? Not one of them said actor, by the way, which is good. Okay, and and then what happened? You got an
Well, I
offer?
got a job
Oh, you
as
got a
like
job?
a consultant, an offer as a consultant, and this wasn't going anywhere, so I decided to take the big step and move to New York. A little change of pace, and after about a year, they offered me a full-time position.
Oh,
Cool, right?
yeah. This is how you work as an actor. You don't worry about the audition. Do you understand? This is going back to play pretend. That's what we used to do as kids. You see, she's pretending, she's playing, she's seeing it. Makes her giggle, makes her blush, makes her cry. Do you follow? What was that other offer? Ooh, yeah. See? It's there. It's just there. She's been studying with me a while, so. Do you understand? It's just there. Now, she can talk about it or not talk about it. Do you follow? It's none of your business what happened. Well, you got to have business to be none of. Okay? And this is how you give yourself business. Do you understand? The writer is suggesting it. So then what happened, Mary?
With the guy?
Whatever.
Well,
2011? No.
he took me out to his cabin,
Ooh.
and
Shh, no, don't listen to this, Jim. It'll hurt you.
we were watching the sunset, and he turned to me and plopped a ring on the table.
Wow.
There you go. Wow. Yep. And?
He didn't even say anything. He just plopped it on the table, and
And what did you say? Yeah.
I told him I would have to think about it.
Yeah. And what did you have to think about?
Jim.
Yeah. So, what about Jim? Yeah. We're going to talk more about human universals in the second half, okay? But what's happening now is human universals. We understand the story. But human universal, it's an emotional reality based upon what? Loss, love, broken heart. Stuff that we all have. We don't have to have the same story. We don't have to have ever gone to New York. You understand? What we actors are to do is to act the human universals of things. Shakespeare already wrote it all. We're just borrowing, right? I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, and Shakespeare, and the Bible. Done. Right? Done. Yeah, so for whatever reason, this actor, crafting Mary, has made a choice why she has to come back and talk to Jim. Right? And in doing that, it's a rather noble thing, isn't it? Loose Ends, a Michael Weller play, by the way. Good play. Do you understand? Loose ends, tying up loose ends. There's something left unsaid here, undone. Right? Whatever she wants to invent. But you notice what happened in the room? We all went, Camera loves that shit. camera just eats it up. And so do we. We've been put down our Budweiser. Whoa. Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. Holy cow. That was a great moment. Do you follow? And this is just TV. God, she's just like Meryl Streep. Do you understand? Human universals, not acting the story. Now we're getting to motive, now we're getting to reason, and we've all had them. And the camera sees it. So then what happened? You came back here?
I came back here. I came to the precinct and asked the assistant, I think her name is like Margie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, where he was, she didn't know, so I kind of walked through, saw some old friends.
None of this is there. Yes, it is. It is there.
And saw him in the back by a window, across the room.
How'd he look? Better?
Whoosh.
Better.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, he looks.
You see what's happening to her?
He's cleaned up.
And she's doing, that's very important. She's doing it out loud. You have to do this work out loud. Do not think it. Ideas aren't real. We fuck with them, we turn them around, we manipulate them. Do it out loud. What are the 3 most important words that always change our lives when we say them out loud rather than think them? I love you. Oh shit! now it's other 2. I do. Right? The common kinds of things. You follow me? It changes us. Robert Duvall was talking out loud. I stole it from him. I admit it. You understand? What a way to work. Do it out loud. This is not an intellectual process. Acting is not. Do you follow? Meisner used to say all acting is between the navel and the crotch. How intellectual is that? Do you follow? Anytime you start moving north of your navel, you're in trouble. It's visceral. Memories are contained in the body, not the mind. Do you follow? She's giving herself, as we speak, memories. And you can see them. Now tell me she's lying. You can't. So then what happened, Mary? Oh, God.
Well, it's like that thing when you look at someone and you feel that like zing, you know, from across the room. So I walked over.
And he cleaned himself up, didn't he?
He cleaned himself
Whoa.
up. And I walked across the room and asked him if his car was in the alley.
There you go. Do you understand? She knows. She just told you. And that's what it is. Can be completely different story on this side. Okay? So, Jim, what we do know is that at one time you were together. And this is not a test, by the way. Whatever he says, as long as it's supported in the text, is the true story. So, you were together, huh?
Yes.
Springfield?
Yes.
So, when did you first start dating?
About 2003.
2003, this is 2011, 2003. Okay. So you were just a cop then, or were you a cop?
Yeah, I was a cop.
Yeah.
Working my way up the ranks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, then she left your ass, didn't she?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. And after she left, what happened?
Well, I did get the promotion, but...
After she left, what happened? You became a detective.
Right.
Behind every man is a good woman. Human universal. We're going to talk about titles and human universals later, but I'm going to point this out a little bit here. Do you understand? Obvious, isn't it? He became detective after she left his ass. So one day he looks in the mirror and he goes, oh my God, what do I have now? Look what I've done. Put down that Budweiser. Do you understand? Gave away his stash. We can't throw it away. Gave away his stash. Right? You know what I mean? And said, wow. I mean, what kind of a woman is Mary? Worth it, isn't she? Do you understand? It's all positive, isn't it? Noble, coming back, clean. And before she says yes to Mr. Special in New York, she's back here to take care of business here. Do you follow? So this is the person that left this guy. So how much of an asshole were you, Jim? I mean, if you're going to craft it And here you are. You craft it. You don't be kind to yourself. Do you understand? So you had to give up that little chippy on the side, did you?
Yeah, I rationalized working so much
Yeah.
that it was an important goal, and
Yeah.
I ignored her.
Yeah.
And
And we all know what happens when that happens.
that's right.
No ignoring. Do you follow? Which we'll get to, cliches and that kind of stuff later on. But I love one of the cliches. This goes, you're irrelevant. Ooh, man, that is a tough one. But that exists. So she felt irrelevant because you were treating her as if she were irrelevant. Why? Because I'm the man. You were one of those Neanderthal guys. Do you follow? You hadn't come out of the cave long enough yet. Do you understand? And then what happens? Well, when the well runs dry, all those cliches, miss the water, don't you? And you want it right now. You want it back right now because the writer says so. We want to talk about things. I want you to stay with me. Do you follow? So, cleaned up your act, huh? Now you're worth staying with.
I think so.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think happens, guys? This is it. Huh? What happens?
Get together.
It makes absolute sense. Doesn't it? There's no doormat here. I can't tell you how many women have said doormat to me. It was just like, okay, just stop. Let's start again. Okay. Do you understand? What kind of guy is here? Upstanding. Exactly what we said about Jim in the beginning, he is. Exactly what we said about Mary in the beginning. Just with the names, they are. Do you follow? I didn't write this. And I can do this with any script. Some are more fun than others. And those of you who've taken my Sherlock Holmes, I have another script that I use all the time that's a lot of fun. Do you understand? But this is a nothing script, what people call. So, I was working with someone on this a while ago, and she said, oh, she just looked at it before we did any of this. She said, oh, this is hard. And after we did this, she said, this is not hard at all. Is it? What's hard about it? Anything you don't know to do this audition. There's things you may not know. Where'd they go to high school? We don't give a damn. It's not in the script. So those days of writing the biography of the character, page after page after page, do you understand? Don't write any of this down. Please do not write it down. See the pictures. See the pictures. Do you follow me? What's your apartment in New York look like?
It's cute.
See? Emotion creates reality. It's cute. Do you understand? I said, what does it look like? I know that she can see it. It's cute. That's how easy acting is, when you allow yourself to go to the pictures. Do you follow me? And this is how fast you can do it. Now, we took, an hour and a half to get through this because of me talking and asking and the feedback. It's just 4 pages. And it's typed like this. This is 4 pages. How long do you think it's going to take you to read it? Once you learn how to do this, how long do you think it would take you? Give me a time.
3 minutes.
30 minutes.
Huh? Who said 30? Let's just say 30. Just say 30 minutes. You all spend 10 times that much worrying about the audition and trying to memorize your words. So you go over them and over them and over them and over them because you all think that when you're drowning in the audition, if you just know your words, you won't die. Okay? That's what it is. You're not crazy. You're really not. You're human. Do you understand? But you think that that's what's going to save you. It's not going to save you. Pictures are going to save you. Pictures are going to save you. Do you follow me? What pictures don't you all have that's in this script? Name some, if there are any. Any pictures that you don't have that's in the script now? Then you were there. They're your pictures. Do you follow? What does his car look like to you?
It's an unmarked car. It's vehicle.
You see what she's doing? I wish you could see her face. She's doing this. It's unmarked. It's an unmarked car, and she's seeing it. She's not going, it's an unmarked car. Am I right? It's 4 tires. Good. 2-door. Do you understand? She's seeing it. You all have been trained to do this. It's been misapplied, especially for camera. Do you follow me? Okay? So, what are you wearing?
Oh, that's hard because I don't know what would I wear. Probably like my cutest jeans, some heels, and a cute little top. Something like casual but nice. I mean, I want to look nice.
Well, talk to me,
Well,
honey.
you know, like
What is that?
a cute flirty top and cute jeans.
You see, this is what kids do. My 5-year-old does this. Do you understand? What's she wearing? The worst outfit in the world for you, because you're toast. You are toast. What is it when you break up with somebody and then you say, well, let's have dinner? Do you follow? And you all show up, from a guy's point of view, so fucking hot that we just want to jam pencils in our ears. You know what I mean? It's like, this is unfair. This is not fair. And you all go. Right? You had this once. Never again. Now pay the bill. Bye. Right? You can tell that's happened to me more than once. Yeah. You want to stack the deck for yourself. Do you understand? Don't clean your character up. Do you follow? I had this one actress. She was very, very tall, leggy, in New York. We're working on this script, and I said, "So where are you?" She said, "I'm sitting on the hood of his car." In the alley, and just like this. Oh my God, the guy's toast. Doesn't matter, does it? It only matters to you. That's what matters. Then you can speak the truth. The camera sees knowledge. It does not see actions. It doesn't see them. So those of you who study with one of those wonderful teachers, some of whom I've had, do you understand, about actions, they're wonderful. Close-up camera, no actions. I want you to watch 2 shows. I want you to watch The Good Wife for close-ups. And I want you, where were you a year ago when it was iffy? Okay? And I want you to watch Damages. Glenn Close, the last time Glenn Close blinked was in 1960.
Right? Oh my God. Yeah. She's phenomenal.
I don't know how she does it. You all understand close-ups? For those of you who haven't done film and had your close-ups done, they shoot your close-up forever. Do you understand? That's what's hard about it. But when we see it, then they go on the master shot, then the 2, and then over his shoulder, and then back to you, and blah, 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 all over the place. But when they shoot it, it's like this, forever. Then they come over on this side. You cannot blink. Sorry. Get drops. Okay, get the kind of drops that don't have any preservatives in them, though. Bad, bad, bad. There are drops that are good for that. Okay? So, what are you going to do now, Jim? She said she'll call you. What are you going to do? Got to wait for her call. Isn't that the last line?
Yep.
I'll call you. Ooh.
I'll call you later.
Look at this one. She goes, yeah. Revenge is sweet, ain't it?
Yeah, sister.
Yeah, sister, exactly. So what are you going to do? You have to know. Part of your audition is what you're going to do. What would help this? After you get off work, what are you going to do? Go back to the house? Clean it up?
No.
No, see? See him? See what happened to him? He went, oh yeah, that. Where guys have garbage bags for closets.
Yeah.
Exactly. Clean it all up. What are her favorite flowers?
She likes roses.
Roses. There you go. What color?
Those
color?
pink and yellow.
Oh my. Oh man. You're gonna go all that, huh?
Yeah.
What's she like to drink?
She loves wine.
Wine. What kind?
She likes the Chablis.
Chablis. Okay. Cool. Gonna get 1 bottle, 2, 3, 4.
Probably get a couple.
Get a couple bottles. You gonna wash the glasses this time? Yes. He's gonna wash the glasses. This is special now. Pay attention here. He's washing the glasses for her.
And we got stuck in Chablis.
Oh, it's Chablis. Okay. Well, come on.
Right.
Yeah. Some people like Chablis, I mean, apparently.
Do they still make it?
Yeah, they still do. I'm not fond of it. But yeah, so, do you understand? But hey, this is his story, and he's sticking to it. Okay, so you gotta take a
Clean
shower.
up the extra room.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Was this the house the two of you lived in?
Yeah,
Did you live together?
yeah.
Were the two of you ever married?
No.
No?
No.
No.
I'm gonna stop by the store and pick up something special that she likes.
Yeah, like what?
Cranberries.
Oh, I had strawberries with chocolate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, baby. We'll talk later.
Now I see where she's at.
Yeah. So, do you understand? Is this fun? This is the fun shit. Okay? Going over your words and worrying about an audition is not fun. So why don't we do the hedonism school of acting? Why don't we do the fun part and see if it works? Just try it and see if it works. Your job is to walk out of the audition room and they know that an actor left the room. Not a bad actor, that an actor left the room. Then you are valuable to them for other projects, even if you don't get this one. You all understand that? And that's why on that card that you have, which is also the title of my book that will be out in a couple of months, audition for your career, not the job. Audition for your career, not the job. You're an auditioning actor. If you give good audition, they will like you. Okay? They will bring you back for other projects. If you give bad audition, why would they bring you back? Do you understand? Who do you want to spend the next 2 weeks with? Someone who's having fun in the audition and brings it alive, or someone who is terrified like a deer caught in the headlights of a car? We're all human. Do you follow? This is how you put the fun back in your auditioning process. This is the beginning. We're going to do some crafting later on. But this is, you ready to go? I thought you were ready. You're going to escape? Okay, so what don't we know? These guys can just sit. She knows how to do this. You're learning how to do it, I can tell.
Learning.
Do you understand? The pictures, the house, the
Yeah,
apartment.
a lot of good
A
stuff.
lot of good stuff here. Do you understand? That is suggested in the text, aren't they? Where they're going is suggested in the text. I'll call you. Stay with me. Do you understand? Stay where? Do you understand? My car? Do you understand? It's not LA, it's not Venice Beach. Okay? I'm sorry. Do you understand? It's suggested in the text. That's what you build. Throw away the other stuff. High school, mother alive, mother dead, father. Don't worry about all that stuff. That's in the subsequent episode, maybe. Okay? But right now, we're dealing with staying. So what are you going to do with the dog?
I'm gonna call my friend Bob.
See? He answered the question instead of, well, that's a stupid question. I'm going to call my friend Bob. What am I going to say? You're lying. What am I going to say to him? Do you understand? You all will be able to do this and talk about your character through character. Talk about what happened. Talk about your life. Do you follow? So did you throw out the mattress after she left?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah,
King? California King?
yeah.
California King? Nice.
yeah. 3-inch foam liner on top.
Right on, dude. Not yet, big guy. Okay? You're dealing with someone who's got it together. Okay, any questions about this process? I saw a hand over here a while ago.
You had a question earlier about the dialogue. What are you going to call the cops?
Are you going to call a cop?
I'm having a question.
You're going to call a cop.
Are you going to call
Singular, right.
So my question I'm asking myself is why is this dialogue happening? Because she knows he's a cop. So
Don't ask that question.
it's not like,
Don't ask that question.
okay.
It's not helpful. You're trying to write the script in terms of a motive. Wait until it's over, then you can do all of that.
I was thinking almost that, to me, it turned the scene into like playfulness, like she was being playful with the dialogue. Is that still don't even go there?
Well, what do you mean?
Because she says, I was thinking about it. She knows he's a cop. Correct?
Well, when did you know that? Not on that line.
Right, we found out after.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So allow yourself to find out. Do you follow? Also, there was a stage direction that said amused.
Okay.
Yeah, do you understand? Don't forget, the writer is trying to get you to go down a very, very narrow path. And when you go into the audition room and the casting director and they see that you've expanded on it, it's not helpful. Do you understand? They wonder why you made that choice. And what you would have to say is, the reason for it is I ignored some of the information that the writer was giving me, and that's why I made the choice. And that's not a good answer. Do you follow me? That means you'd have to get rid of amused. Then you'd have to justify amused. She dressed funny. Now you're writing a whole different script. Do you follow me? Okay. Do you understand what his question? It happens all the time, but even a more important question that's kind of like that is that when you all think that you have to understand the plot, you don't. Especially on all those mystery shows when it's hard to follow the plot anyway. Don't fool yourself into thinking that if I understand the plot, I'll understand how to act the scene. It's not true. Many of you have probably said also, if I just had the whole script, I would have done a better audition. It's not true. It's not true. Quite often, it's a hindrance. Too much information. Do you follow? You get involved as the audience. You're not an audience, you're really a detective. Do you follow? Now you can be an actor after you do this. Yes?
So we're discovering it kind of like the audience is going to discover it.
Kind of. Except they're going to watch your actions, so they're going to have more information than you even. Yeah.
This seems more like it's character-driven or relationship-driven than plot-driven. So if you build your relationship.
Exactly, exactly. And everything you'll ever do is relationship-driven. Is character-driven. We have to watch you, not the plot. We can't see the plot. Do you follow? Do you understand her question? Yeah. Do you understand? Everything is about relationships. Everything, everything, everything. Okay? And when you get that one-day guest star or the co-star and you're working with the regulars, they'll love you because you'll actually be working with them. You'll know. You'll come prepared.
So when you're starting, like say you're trying to figure out, you're on the character name.
Right.
Yeah. Do you suggest writing this down that you
Never.
keep the writing down
Never
completely?
write anything.
Okay.
Break that pencil. What you can do is once we get into the second half, do you follow? When we begin to do things, then you can use the pencil. But your imagination is not through your pencil.
Okay.
Your imagination is here, daydreaming.
And just doing it out loud the entire time.
You'd be surprised what'll happen. You make yourself laugh, make yourself cry. You say to yourself, I must be crazy, but I love that. It's all kinds of things. But daydreaming is huge. Remember what I said before, at least an hour a day. Just give yourself, at 11 o'clock I'm going to try to do a little daydreaming. Throw out all the animals, by the way. The animals get freaky when you start doing that. They want that attention, That's what I do with my daughters. I'd lock them in a closet or something. I'm kidding. Tosh.0, I love him. Oh my God. He just doesn't stop. I'm howling on the plane coming back from New York last week. Just howling. People looking around on the plane. He was funny. He's a funny dude. Any other questions? Come on, I need more. Yes, sir.
I just want to go back to what you said about the plot. Just clarify this for me. If you ask yourself the question, what is this scene about? You said love, sex, violence, whatever it may be. Are you saying that's not helpful?
Oh, no, it is, absolutely. Okay, but that's not plot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's love or power. That's what I said, love or power. Yeah. And television is sex or violence. We have to have one of the two, or, we're going to go out in the backyard and drink a beer. Yes, sir.
The scene ended with her saying, "I'll call you later," but then we still sort of discovered, what is he going to do? Is that why did we do that? What he's going to do after?
Yeah, because the camera wants to see what you're going to do after. It's not okay. The scene's over. God, thanks. Oh shit. You understand? It's a great question. I'll talk more about it later, but the scene, you should never feel that at the end of the scene it drops off like that for your character. She has the last line. That means he falls off the cliff. Put a button on it. Do you understand? And it can be a word, but it definitely better be a thought. In his case, a prayer that she does call him. Good question. Anything else? A lot of these questions, yeah.
All of us are different types, thank God. And I know that I'm a character type.
Yeah.
As a character, I might not approach the same thing as a leading man that same way. Is there, should I look at it as every part as a leading man and say,
No.
this part,
No.
even though it's a character,
Yeah.
I should look at it this way?
No.
I should just,
You're too old to be a detective. I'm sorry.
No.
They're not going to call you in.
but
You understand? What he's asking, very important question. Never leave out you. They're calling you in. Do you know what I mean? So there's something about you they want. Never leave that out. Oh, I have to become her. I have to become him. No. Robert Duvall talks about, oh, by the way, Principia College. Write this down, please. Principia College, Principia College. YouTube, Robert Duvall's discussion with an acting class. Principia College is his alma mater. And he talks about a lot of things we're going to talk about later as well. But since we're here, it's you bent. You're bending yourself. Do you follow? Do you understand? Now, this man is over middle age. He's a character actor. Just the camera on him, boom. Do you understand? We know exactly who he is or who we think he is. Do you follow? Well, this is a love story and it's a romance. Do you follow? Well, where do we go? We go into the hospital. We go to his wife who's in the hospital. We go to an old folks home. We go, do you understand? Then it makes sense. So yeah, that's where I should be. Do you understand? In church or wherever. Because they're going to call you in to solve that problem. You all understand that you're a problem solvers? They have the problem of casting this role and you're going to solve their problem. That's what you do. You don't bring them problems. Okay? And if you work this way, you won't bring them any problems. They'll love you. Okay? Is that you're there to solve their problem. Okay? Did that answer your question, sir? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any others? There's got to be some more. Yes, ma'am.
What about just holding the script?
Yes, always hold the script, okay? Always hold it, and I'll tell you why. Unless they ask you to be off book, okay, which rarely happens. Always hold the script, even though you're off book. If you don't, they watch you to see if you're word perfect. You don't want them to watch you for that reason. You're to lower the temperature in the room. Relax everybody in the room, okay? Now then, anybody know what a 2T shot is, other than our lovely crew here? Do you know what a 2T shot is? Okay, 2 tits. That's what it means, a 2T shot. It's a shot from boobs up. It's true. We all have them, male and female. And why is that important? Other than is so you don't lift your sides above your boobs because the camera will see it. So that's the demarcation. That's your frame line. Okay? And on your shot list, if you were to look at your shot list, you'll see 2T shot. What do you think? Some guy invented that back in the 50s, right? You can bet on that, right? Was I answering a question or did I invent a question that I answered? I don't know. Okay, what else? Yes.
I noticed that you who were playing Jim, you, and maybe because you were using your glasses, you would read it and take your glasses off and look.
Yes,
Is that
absolutely.
right, or just...
No. Never talk to the page. We're going to get more specific about that in the second half, but never talk to the page. The page never gave an actor a job. Ever.
So always
I stole that line, actually, huh?
Always look at the other actor.
Oh, well, don't you like to be looked at when somebody talks to you? I was doing this
in a very particular way.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Well, don't forget, he just got the script. He had no time to work on it, so he has to look down more than normal. But I was talking about this. It was in New York when I was doing a lecture in New York, and isn't it wonderful when you're going, honey, I really do love you. I do. You mean more to me than I can possibly. If it weren't for you, I'd probably. Yeah. Well, that's what happens with actors when you look away. The audience goes, well, what happened to us? In your close-up. That's why when you watch The Good Wife, especially because there's so many close-ups there, they never blink. Never, ever. The minute you blink, the scene stops. Get a camera and practice. There's other stuff I'm going to show you later. Did that answer your question? You always talk to the person. I'll get clear about this later, but all acting is to, for, and off of an object of your behavior. All acting is to an object, for meaning because of, and off of the object of your behavior. Okay? That means usually the reader is the primary object, but it can be a memory. It can be someone that's off camera or off screen. Do you follow? Okay. It can literally be an object like a clock. When are you going to get that clock fixed? Do you understand? That's okay. Never profile, always 45 degrees from camera. Okay. Profile when you get the job. There's a lot of two shots. The Mammoth version, I guess. Okay. Any other questions? There's got to be more. Yes.
You talked about creating the last moment for him. He doesn't have a line. What about in the beginning for both of you?
Oh, sure. You've come from somewhere, and we're going to do that after too. You've come from somewhere. It's only actors that can come from nowhere. Okay? No, you came from somewhere. And she's already built it. We kind of talked a little bit about it here, you know, with renting the car at the airport and whatever you want to invent. Okay? And, you know, he didn't know this was going to happen today. Good thing you dressed up. Always prepared. Boy Scout. Yeah. Understand? There's got to be more. Yeah.
I'm just fascinated because there's so many actors in the room, but when you were working through the process, we're all going, oh my God, that's obvious. You know? But what is it? Why do we not trust ourselves and trust our intuition? Why do we always have to feel that we have got to create stories and backstories?
Because you were never taught. You were never taught this. I wasn't taught this. I had to invent it. Do you follow? You were taught to read and try to memorize and try to impress somebody, and you were taught for all the wrong reasons. They took your childhood from you. They did. That's what happened. The business and some teachers, do you follow? They get all intellectual about things, and I have all of this kind of stuff. And what happened to the, you know, wanting to play dress up? Where did the fun go? Okay? This will do it. This is fun stuff. Did you all have fun? Yeah. I could hear you going, ooh, ah, and you know. So why not do this? Feels good, doesn't it? Hedonism School of Acting. Yes, ma'am.
So
Oh, I'm sorry.
right in the same line.
This is more of a comment than a question. I want to thank you so much about the backstory thing. I can't tell you how many times I've done a backstory and I'm like, oh, this character just got it. I know it. And then they tell me something and I walk in. It didn't fit.
There you go.
And I literally couldn't undo
Yeah.
so many times. And so now I'm still waiting until the end. I can't wait till you say what we can write down because I'm kind of obsessed with having it in there in case I forget. I get nervous before I go in. I want to be able to know what was that I did last year. Can I get it inside me?
I want to say one word: humanize, and we'll talk about it in the second half. It's going to change your life. You will not be nervous ever again.
So you're saying, just bring what you are.
No. You'll learn that in the second half. You're going to be here. Second half, you'll get it in the second half. It's called humanize. It's a process. I'll show you. It's fun. We've been doing some of it already, but you just didn't know it. Yeah, it's fun. You won't have to worry about all of that crap. Yes, sir.
Just kind of a quirky coincidence. On the way over, I heard a piece of an interview with Dick Van Dyke talking about how much fun they had on the Dick Van Dyke show, and he used the phrase, "We were like otters at play."
There you go.
And that's what you're talking about.
Well, the business can eat otters for lunch. It's true. You have to set that hat aside, and you've got to do it. Look who I get a chance to be. I mean, that's the best one I've ever heard. Do you understand? Look who I get a chance to be. You don't have to like your character, do you understand? But you have to appreciate their circumstance. And look what you get a chance to do. Do you follow? It's either that or go back to that other job that you were thinking about having that you didn't want to do. Okay, then put that on. By the way, I want you to do this. I want you, on your refrigerator. I usually say, keep this for the second half because we only have a minute left here in this half. As I want you to, on your refrigerator, put the amount of money that you spent to this day to become an actor. And then I want you all to know that when you go into the audition room with that garbage can full of money, you throw it on the floor. and give all of your power away. That's what you do. Who the hell are those people? I had this fantasy in New York. I have a loft in the Village, and there's big windows on the second floor. I hope those windows are still there. And I had this fantasy that I was going to go out, and it was down in the Village, and there was a lot of, back then especially, there was a lot of winos. And what I was going to do is I was going to get these winos and clean them all up and put them behind a table and have actors come in and audition for them. Because half the time you have no idea who you're auditioning for, but you give them the power of God when you walk in the room. Okay, I'll talk more about this in the second half. But I said something to Richard Schiff. You know Richard Schiff, the actor, West Wing. You know he's done a lot of work. He's amazing. He was a student of mine back in the late '80s, early '90s, and he reminded me of something that I said to him when he said, "Tim, I'm going to Los Angeles." And I said, "When you get there, you want to show them what you want to do with this role, not what they want you to do with this role." And if you work this way, you're not going to be acting from the moon. Do you follow? But I'm going to show them my Jim. This is what I want to do with Jim. Do you understand? And he said about 7 or 8 people get me in Los Angeles, and that's enough. Do you follow me? That's how you keep your power. I want to show them what I want to do. Then you can take adjustments. I'm not saying you say, no, I'm not going to do it that way, fuck you and leave. Do you understand? You follow? It's not that at all. But if you're clear about what it is, the way you want to do Jim or Mary, then there's something to adjust. Do you follow? I think she's edgier. Okay, you can give them edgier. And we'll talk more about that later on. Do you follow me? But this is what I want to do with Jim. I'm in my car, humanizing, which we'll talk about in the second half. Do you understand? Not with Jim, because he's surprised today. This is an interesting scene, because he's totally surprised. She has a lot to humanize. She has a lot to think about and talk about. Okay, but there's a lot of tools, many tools that I'm going to show you in the last half, the second half here today, that will fix some of that stuff, and humanize is going to be big for you. Any other questions? Yes.
A lot of this, obviously, this is for audition, but it obviously carries over into when you're doing full script.
It carries over to the stage, I'm telling you.
Yeah, so you had said not to write it down, but if you're working on a full script, you've got asked who, the where, and when, and what you want.
If you see the pictures, what's there to write down? Where'd you go to high school?
Brown.
Did you have that written down? No. I think you did. I think you wrote it. Didn't you? You knew I was going to ask you that?
No, but,
You don't have to.
when you're shooting things out of sequence and whatnot, so you just think you don't need to write any of this down that night. In other words, I'm having a tough time believing it.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Is that you have to begin to trust that it's there. Trust, I can't teach that. But you can write down when you're talking about the nuts and bolts that we're going to do after this, you can write that stuff down, but don't write down your history. Then you're giving it away to somebody else. You know, there's a lot of writers that don't talk about what they're writing because it'll disappear. It's the same with actors. You start writing that shit down. Then you have, now you have 2 things to remember. You've got the scene, you got your history. You don't have to remember your pictures, okay? I want everyone in this room to remember the first time they got laid. I guarantee you didn't write it down, right? Some of you are laughing, some of you are not. Sorry to bring that up, I really am. Okay. What, another question? Somebody had another question? Yes.
So when you're working, on an audition, do you actually just do this process and that's it?
We've got 2 more hours to go.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. It starts here though, because we're going to build on this. Okay.
No, it's just that it sort of seems like if you don't write it down, it's almost like you're storytelling. You don't have to, you know the story.
Exactly.
And once
you know the pictures. See, if you know the pictures, you can improvise the story. And that's the key. Okay. Any more? Yes, sir.
Well, I was just, now, all writers think their scripts are gold.
Yeah.
But some gold shines brighter than others.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah. And so when you get one of those ones and you find yourself judging it, which I know you shouldn't judge it.
Right.
But sometimes it becomes an obstacle to get around it. where do we go with this process?
Just throw it away. Put it in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing this piece of crap. Our job, and we've all been there, okay, we've done projects that we couldn't wait to be over. You find a way to do it, but you never want to misrepresent yourself as a bad actor. So you find a way. You can't make silk out of a sow's ear. Okay, is that it? Is that what a sow's ear? Silk purse out of a sow's ear. You understand? You can't make a bad script better, but you can make your performance very truthful and very clear. Now, we all know that even when we're brilliant, the script is good, and then the editor gets a hold of it, and it all goes to hell. So we're in that world. In theater, you have more control because every night is it. So if you have 8 performances a week, you know, Monday went dark, thank God, I was exhausted. Wednesday, I'm still exhausted, and 2 shows, and then Friday, that was a good one. Saturday, Sunday, okay. All right, but try not to judge. Find something that you appreciate about your character. Anthony Hopkins was asked to do to portray Hitler, and he turned it down several times, according to as the story goes. And they kept asking him to do it, and so he started doing some research, and he discovered home movies of Hitler with children and dogs and all kinds of things. I think some of us have probably seen those same footage. And he found the humanity in the man. And then he agreed to do it. It's called The Bunker. And if you watch his performance, you know, we're used to Hitler being the kind of wind-up doll, which helps us to remove it in a sense. But when you see Anthony Hopkins' performance, the humanity of the man, you're going, oh, Jesus, he really was real. Do you know what I'm saying? It's even more powerful. And he knew that. He knew he had to find the humanity. He wasn't going to play the Charlie Chaplin-esque character. But we've done a lot of characters that we've not really, you know, fell in love with. But yeah. Okay, we have to take a break. It's now 2:06. Come back at 2:45. 2:45, and we'll get started in the second half, which will be